Secrets of Droon, Journey to the Volcano Palace by Tony Abbott. Chapter 1 Dreams. Eric Hinkle couldn't breathe. The air around him was dark and smoky and hot. The evil sorcerer, Lord Spar, was after him, chasing him down a long dark tunnel. Now that you know my secret, Spar shouted, you will never be able to leave. I don't know any secret, Eric pleaded. Let me go, let me out of Droon. Never, was Spar's only word. The sorcerer's eyes were filled with anger. The weird fins behind his ears were purple and shiny. He was getting closer, closer. The tunnel ahead of Eric split in two. Go right, said a voice in his head. Oh man, Eric swallowed hard. He had always had a problem with right and left. He looked at his hands. What was right? It took him a second to decide. This way, he said. He charged ahead into one tunnel. No, said the voice in his head. The right one. Ha, now I have you, Spar shrieked as Eric ran up against a solid wall. My secret is safe. Help, Eric cried. I'm trapped. Spar longed. Eric leaped out of the way. Thud. Ouch, Eric groaned. He opened his eyes. He was in his room. He was half on the floor, half still in bed, wound up tight in his bedsheet. He looked like a mummy. Hooah, he said. What a nightmare. The door opened. His mother stood in the doorway. Eric, what was the noise? I guess I fell out of bed, Eric said, unwinding himself from his sheet. But I'm okay. Mrs. Hinkle helped him up. By the way, Eric, where is Droon? Eric nearly fell to the floor again. Huh? You were talking in your sleep, his mother said. Something about a place called Droon. Eric gulped. He blinked. His mouth opened to answer, but nothing came out. Droon was a secret. No one was supposed to know about the incredible world he and his friend had found under his basement stairs. Galen the wizard had made them promise not to tell anyone. The problem was, ever since his first time in Droon, Eric couldn't think of anything else. Now he was even dreaming about it. And Princess Kia had told them that when you dreamed about Droon, it meant you would go back. Droon is a place we, made up, Eric said. Neil and Julie and I. He hated to lie, but until he and his friends found out more about Droon and about the evil Spar, it wasn't safe for people to know. Sounds secret, his mother said. By the way, your friends called. They're coming over. Eric dressed quickly. He had to tell Neil and Julie about his dream right away. He got to the backyard in time to see a small scruffy dog chasing Neil across the lawn. Grrr, the dog kept biting Neil's feet. Stop it, Snorky. Neil tossed a biscuit across the yard. The dog bounced after it. Hey, Eric, I'm glad you're here, Eric said. It happened. I had a weird dream about Droon. Not me, Neil shook his head. I was so tired teaching Snorky to fetch. I fell asleep before I hit the pillow. Actually, I fell asleep on my floor. I woke up on the floor, Eric said. It was weird. I felt like someone from Droon was sending the dream to me. At the moment, Julie came into the yard. Eric ran over to her. Julie, something strange is going on. First, let me tell you about my dream, Julie said. I was in Droon. Me too, Eric gasped. Spar was chasing me because I knew his big secret, but I forgot what the secret was. Julie bit her lip. She always did that when she was trying to figure something out. I was at a pool of water. I was really thirsty and I wanted to take a drink, but something creeped me out. I forgot what it was, but it was very yucky. Grrr. Snooky ran back across the lawn. He fastened his teeth on the toe of Neil's right sticker. Let go of my shoe, Neil cried. Wait a second, I remember now. I had a scary dream too. I forgot most of it except for what? Julie asked. Neil struggled. I remember it was about my feet. I was in Droon and my feet hurt. Snorky leaped suddenly for Neil's left shoe. Heel, Neil snapped, shaking his foot. Well, he's eating your heel, Julie said. Maybe he's learning. Neil tossed on another biscuit and Snorky went for it. Let's get inside. The three kids jumped up the back steps into Eric's kitchen and headed for the basement. Droon is full of secrets, said Julie. Secrets we need answers to. We need to go back. Neil frowned. But what if all of our dream comes true? I mean, my dream was pretty weird. There's only one way to find out, said Eric. They tramped down the stairs into the basement. It was messy. It was beyond messy. Eric knew he would have to clean it one of these days. Cleaning all the old toys and junk out of the basement was his special project. Neil and Julie had said they would help. When we get back, Eric thought. He pulled open the little door under the stairs. They entered a small empty room. They closed the door. They all had their breath as Eric switched off the light. Whoosh! The floor vanished beneath them. In its place was a long flight of stairs. The steps shimmered in the night from below. The light from the land of Droon. Yes, we are going back, Eric whispered. I wonder where the stairs will lead us this time, or if it's day or night in Droon, said Neil. Let's stop talking and find out, said Julie. The three friends stepped slowly down the stairs. The air was hushed and cool, and the sky below them turned deep blue and sparkled like a million jewels. A giant moon cast golden light on the stairs. Nighttime, Eric whispered. Before they knew it, the three friends were in Droon once again. Chapter 2, Sands of Time. A wide sea of sand stretched away as far as the eye could see. Sand hills, dunes, rolled and dipped all the way to the horizon. Wow, Neil said. This is my first desert. The moonbeams made the dunes glitter with golden light. This is awesome, Julie said. Droon is beautiful at night. Eric breathed in the cool air. Let's climb over that dune, he said, pointing to one of the high curving hills of sand. Where a look. They stepped down from the bottom step. The sun was warm. They climbed to the top of the dune and peered over. Not far away was a striped tent. Shaggy, six-legged beasts stood outside. The kids remembered them from their first time in Droon. The beasts were called pilkas. Somebody's camping, Neil whispered. Erin noticed a strange purple flag flying over the tent. Careful, he said. You never know what you might find. We don't have much choice, said Julie, pointing behind them. The stairs are fading. The three friends watched as the rainbow-colored steps vanished in the sky. I hope we find them again later, Neil said. Wherever they are. Slowly, they approached the tent. A large flap hung down over an opening. Let's peek in, Julie whispered. Suddenly, a voice spoke from inside the tent. Come in. Julie held her breath and pulled up the flap. The three friends looked inside. Their friend Princess Kia was sitting on a rug spread out over the sand. She was dressed in a light blue tunic. In her long blondie hair, she wore a golden crown. Next to her sat the old wizard, Galen Longbeard, and his assistant Max. Lining the inside of the tent were piles of extra plump, purple-colored pillows. Welcome back, Kia said, laughing when she saw the kids. We have all been waiting for you. Max chirped happily. Max was a spider troll. He had 8 legs and could spit sticky webs and climbed up walls. But his face was pudgy like trolls, and his bright orange hair sprouted straight up. Eric smiled as he and his friend entered the tent. How did you know we were coming? I can see the future, Kia said. Julie gasped. You can? Kia said Galen sternly. You must respect your real magic powers. You should not invite others you don't have yet. The princess made a face. I'm sorry, she turned to the 3 friends. Actually, I can't see the future. I just dreamed about all of you, and I guessed you were on your way. Eric shot looks at Julie and Neil. We had dreams too, but we didn't understand them. In Droon, wizards and sorcerers can use dreams as messengers, Galen said. Sometimes they foretell what will happen. We may understand more at dawn. When we begin, Neil tossed a purple pillow over to the rock. Hey, the pillow snarled. You pinched me. I was having the nicest nap, too. Neil jumped up. Sorry, he looked around. Wait, did the pillow just talk to me? Max chirped in laughter. That's a lumpy. Neil made a face, lumpy or not. In the upper world, pillows don't talk. Kia smiled. Max means it's not a pillow you sat on. It's lumpy, a purple lumpy. It was then that the kids noticed small round faces on the toppy pillows. Their cheeks burst and their noses were like purple tennis balls. One of the creatures stood up, stretched and yawned. It had short, fat arms and squat legs. I am Khan, he said, king of the purple lumpies of Lumpland, just over the last dune on your left. We lumpies are the best desert trackers in Droon. We sniff out trouble. He paused to sniff the air. Danger is everywhere. Pleased to meet you, Eric said. Galen rose, wrapping his long blue robe around him. Now, come outside. We must talk about tomorrow. The air outside the tent was cool and sweet. It sure is peaceful here, Julie said. It wasn't yesterday, Kia told them. That's the reason we are here. What happened? Eric asked. Lord Spur, Khan said, shaking his purple fist in the air. He nearly destroyed one of our buildings with his red jewel. Luckily, the terrible flame burned his hand and he fled. Eric remembered the red jewel. It was called the Red Eye of Droon. The Sorcerer Spur had stolen it from Kia and was planning to use it to take over the Droon. The Eye of Droon commands the forces of nature, Galen said. Fire, wind, wave, and sky. It is very powerful. Yesterday, Droon was lucky. Tomorrow, we may not be. Kia pointed across the desert. We think Spar fled to his sacred palace. It's in a hidden land called Volcano. Galen turned green. A terrible place, dangerous and deadly. Spar will not expect us to go. Neil nodded. We don't to do that. And because he doesn't expect it, Kia added, that's exactly what we will do. The 3 kids were silent. Eric blinked. Dangerous and deadly, Khan nodded, and the lumpies shall lead you right to it. We must find the eye before Spar uses it again, Galen said. Droon itself is at stake. Are you in? Kia asked. Eric looked at Julie, then at Neil. He knew they were just as afraid as he was. I guess we're in, Julie said. Get the maps, Neil said. I'd like to see exactly where we're going. Max chuckled. Maps will be of no help. Rose Spurs lives in a volcano. Chapter 3. The Oasis at Noon. Moments later, the sun began to rise over the distant dunes. "It's time," Kia said. They all climbed to the rim of a tall, curving sand dune. Colin pointed to the sandy plains where the sun was rising. "The door to Kano lies in the east," the wizard said. "According to a legend, it can't be seen where it is not." Erin nodded slowly. "Okay, got it, great. Could you say that again?" "It's a riddle," Max said, scurrying back and forth in the sand. "No one knows exactly where Spar's palace is." Julie began biting her lip again. "Then how are we going to find the door to Kano?" But Galen was already walking back down the dune. "By finding the answer to the riddle. First things first," Khan said. "Our journey of many miles begins with a single sniff." He sniffed the air, then pointed. "It is that way." With the moments, Khan and his lumpies packed up the tents and supplies. "Into the east," Max chirped. Her Garland's shaggy pilka lip whined in excitement as the kids peeled onto her back. "We're off," cried Julie. They rode for hours over the hot dunes. Mile after mile, they saw nothing but burning white sand. "I think we're lost," Neil said, wiping his forehead. I guess we're in the east, but I don't see any doors. All I see are two things, sand and more sand." Eric pointed in the distance. "What's that?" It looked like a shadow against the far-away dunes, a grove of trees waving in the breeze. "Is it a mirage?" Julie asked. "You know, the imaginary things you see in the desert that aren't really there." "Imaginary," Eric said. "Right now I'm imagining the town pool filled with cool water." "You want water, you go it," Neil said. "I'm gonna be a poodle in about 3 minutes." "No, you won't," Kia said. "That's an oasis. You can rest there and get some real water." They rode quickly and soon reached a group of tall palm trees sprouting up from the dunes. The center was a pool of cool blue water. Eric and his friends slid down from lip and moved into the shade of the waving palm trees. "This isn't the pool in my dream," Julie said. There's nothing yucky about this." "Good," Neil exclaimed, "because I'm way past thirsty." He and Julie and Kia went to the new side of the pool and began to drink. The lumpies led the pilkas over. They all bent their heads on the water. "Drink up," Khan said. "It may be many miles before we find water again." Eric scrambled to an open spot on the side of the pool. He breathed in the sweet air under the trees, then bent down, cupping his hands together. The shimmering water looked so refreshing. He stooped to take a big sip. He froze solid at what he saw. "What is it?" Kia asked, looking up. Eric stared into the pool. "My reflection." Neil laughed. "Yeah, you look pretty grimy." "We all do," Julie added. "No, that's not it," Eric mumbled. In the surface of the pool, he saw his face. Behind his head were the tops of the palm trees that he knew were waving in the wind behind him, and behind the palm trees was an enormous gate, a gate made of black iron, towering up behind the palms. Eric wheeled around and looked up. There was no gate behind the palm trees. He turned back to the pool. The gate was there in the reflection, standing as huge, as plain as day. "An invisible gate," he gasped. "Like the riddle says, it can be seen where it is not." What? Neil said, slurping from his hands. We're here, Eric cried. I see it in the pool. The door to Connell. But it's not in the pool. It's there. He pointed up behind him, beyond the palm trees. The entrance to Connell is right there. Galen rushed over. Max scurried across the sand. Kia, Neil, and Julie ran to Ari. They all stared at the open air behind the palms, then at the pool. It's there, all right, Kia said, but it's still invisible. How do we get in? I have an idea. Neil stooped to the pool and filled his hands with water. He hurried through the palm trees to their gates Ruby. He tossed the water across the air. Swish. The water struck something in midair and spilled down it. Suddenly there it was, a patch of black iron. Julie tried it next. Swish. More of the black gate appeared. Everyone joined in, even the lumpies. They cupped their hands. They used buckets. They even filled their boots with water. Splash, spolish, splurish. Soon the entire gate dripped into the sea before them. It stood huge and glistening behind the tall palm trees of the oasis. Galen stood back in awe. Behold, we have discovered the way to Spar's sacred realm. This is the door to Connell. Chapter 4. Into Spar's realm. The iron gate towered high above the dunes, casting its dark shadows over the oasis. Quickly, quickly, Khan shouted to the Pilkas. The shaggy creatures nudged the black gate. Against and against they pushed against it. Meg sat on Liv's head, urging her on. Hurry, the water is dying. The gate will disappear. The giant door began to creak open. Yes, Eric called. We have done it. Everyone slipped through. Clang, the gate shut loudly behind them. Right away, the air was hotter. It was hazy and brown and bad smelling, not clear and pinkish blue like over the rest of Droon. We have entered Spar's hidden empire, Max chirped. This is the nasty land of Kano. Stinky, Khan mumbled to his fellow lumpies, as I expected. Galen nodded to himself and smiled as he looked around at the smoky brown air. Yes, this is good, very good. Neil coughed. Excuse me, sir, but what's so good? This place is so smelly I can hardly breathe. There are no Nins at the gate, the wizard replied. That means that Rosepar does not yet know we are here, but we must hurry. They climbed back on the Pilkas and rode ahead. Before long the small band found itself standing on a steep ridge. A sudden wind swept across them. The dark air cleared for a second. They stood above a deep, black valley. The ground was dark and burnt for miles. It was easy to see the reason why. In the middle of the valley was a giant black cone. It looked like a tall mountain, except that its top was torn open, and a huge pool of lava splashed and spurted and bubbled in the middle. A volcano, Julie gasped. That is the heart of Kano, the Black Mountain home of Lord Spa. Garen told them, Come. The wizard galloped into the lead. Max clung to his Pilka's mane, while Liv, with the children on her back, trotted alongside. Khan and his purple lumpies rode close behind them all. They made their way quietly but quickly to the center of the valley. Maybe Spar's not home, Neil whispered. That would be pretty good. I hope Spar is here, Kia said as they rode closer. I want to fight him as he fought my mother. Besides, wherever he is, the eye is too. Neil, Eric, and Julie knew Kia blamed Spar for the disappearance of her mother, Queen Relna. 2 years before, the queen had fought Spar in a fierce battle. She was never seen again. Galen spurned his pilka quickly to the mountain. Khan and I will scout the entrance to the volcano palace. In the meantime, beware of fire monsters. Neil blinked and looked at Julie. Did he say fire monsters? Eric clambered up onto a long, crusty rock that lay in front of the mountain. Maybe the entrance is behind these big stones. What do you see? Kia called out. Not much, Eric said. Wait, there is an opening. We can go in. Hey, this rock just moved. Oh, I don't think it's rock, Julie said, pointing to a big green eyeball flickering open just under Eric's foot. I think it's a monster. Whoosh! A column of fire spurted from the beast's mouth, burning the black ground blacker. A fire monster! Neil shouted. Suddenly, after stony gray shape shook itself, a large green eye opened on it too, and thrust its head up into the air. Whoosh! Two fire monsters! Neil shouted. Galen charged over. Get inside, he yelled to the children. Then he leaped into the back of one monster and began wrestling with it. Lumpys, help the wizard, Khan called out. Instantly, his Lumpys jumped on the second monster. They pinched it and poked it with all their might. Max, Can, let the children go! Galen shouted. The stone-skinned monsters thrashed and twisted, but Galen and the Lumpys kept on fighting. We can't leave you, Kia cried. You must, the wizard commanded. Find the eye. It is the only way to save. The rest of what the wizard said was lost breath, the howling cries of fire beasts. Galen can take care of himself, Max chittered. Khan rushed up the entrance. Hurry, everyone, into the mountain. The four kids, with Max and Khan leading the way, charged between the raging fire monsters. They ran into the opening. They entered the world of the volcano. Chapter 5 Smoke and Mirrors. They dashed through the dark entrance and found themselves in a vast cavern. The red glow from a lava pool lit the high walls around them. Phew, it sounds burnt in here, Neil whispered, creeping up behind Eric and Kia. Sort of like that brick oven pizza place back home. Without the good pizza smell, Eric added. Spar is good at burning things. Kia said, I hope to repay him for attacking my village. Julie shivered. You know, most people don't go inside the volcano. I hope we can get out. If we are careful, we will, Kia said. Now, first things first, which way do we go? The cavern around them was dark and smoky, but it was empty. In the flickering red light, they saw a rough patch dodged out the rock. The path wound downwards into the earth. Eric knew where it led. He wasn't sure how he knew, but he knew. It led to the center of the volcano. We have to follow that path all the way down, he said. I have a feeling that's where Spar keeps the eye, down there. How can you be so sure? Julie asked. Because the center is probably the scariest place anyone can think of, Kia replied. And Scar want to make it as hard as possible for anyone to find the eye. Max nodded. And it will be harder once he knows we are here. Eric wondered how long it would take Spar to find them poking around his secret hiding place, and what he would do when he did. Khan sniffed. Danger this way. Let's go on. They all started down the winding path. It led below the level then they had entered on, passing boiling pools that hissed and bubbled loudly. They were being as quiet as they could be. The rock is getting harder, Meg said, crawling along the jagged walls of the pit. I wonder how we'll know when we reach the center. That's where they keep the lava, Neil said. Phew, Julie sniffed. What's that smell? Neil looked down. My sneakers on fire. Yikes. Now I know where my dream came from. He stamped his sneakers until the fire went on. Oh man, that really hurts. So do knees, Eric hissed. Quiet. The kids crept down to still another level. The air was even hotter and smokier. It smelled worse. Kia stopped. She held up her hand. There's a cave ahead, she whispered. Something's moving. I saw a shadow. Suddenly a figure stepped out of the cave. Guys, seize them, a man said in a deep, snarly tone. The man was low spur. Wah! You gasped. Let's get out of here. Everyone rushed back up the path, but Julie didn't move. She seemed frozen the spot. Guards, seize them, the sorcerer repeated in the same deep tone as before. Eric dashed back to her. Julie, come on, Spar's the bad guy. Do I have to drag you out? Wait a sec. Julie whispered. Wait, Eric cried, for big greasy knees to come climbing over and grab us. Come on, but Julie wouldn't budge. Second passed, and there were no climbing footsteps, no gleaming knees, claws grabbing them. Instead, Spar turned stiffly and walked back into the cave. He appeared to touch the cave wall, but didn't quite touch it. See, Julie murmured, that's not him. We'll be caught, you two, Max cried, scampering up behind them with the others. Julie laughed. No, look, that isn't Spar. I mean, it's not really Spar. That is, I don't know what, special effects or something. The figure strode forward again, not even blinking. Neil crined as he stared icily at them. Guards, seize them, Spar repeated. Ha, Julie said, I don't think so, Spar. Then she leaned forward and slapped the sorcerer in the arm. Her hand went right through it. Ha ha, hooah, Neil whispered. See what I mean? Julie said. Kia nodded. Maybe Star created a double to take his place because the jewel burned him. Maybe the real Spar is hurt. Maybe it's down with mirrors, Eric said. Weird, said Neil, peering around the figure. He's Spar, but he's fake. Well, they aren't, Max suddenly chirped. The spider troll pointed at two giant red-faced lean soldiers.